So that was the keyword that I found in my search, and yeah, so I saw the job and applied for it. So
With no experience in economic development or
I didn't even know what it was. So I just knew I needed to do something else, right?
Hey, Super Dave Quinn here, and I am at IEDC in Great Falls, Montana. We've had a fantastic conference, and I'm here with Christian. Christian, what's your last name?
Leinhauser.
Leinhauser. All right, I'm here with Christian Leinhauser, and he stopped by. He's going to give us his origin story. He saw it on the app, decided to come over and say hi and sit down and tell us your story. So introduce yourself, tell us who you are, what you do, and then let's get into it.
Yeah, so my name's Christian Leinhauser. I've been in Great Falls, Montana for about close to 9 years. The military brought us here. My wife was active duty Air Force, just recently retired. And so traveled all over the world. I had a career myself in the military. And so being able to see all different cultures, and I've been to 16 countries, just all over the world. I've lived all over the United States. And I didn't really know that I wanted to be an economic developer, right? I don't think anybody does. But I always enjoyed being in cities. I enjoyed being in downtowns. I enjoyed the just kind of the vibe, if you will.
Yeah.
And so a couple years ago, so I got into this about 5 years ago.
Okay. So what were you doing before you got into this?
Yeah, so funny story. So my background's in the trades. So I've framed houses in the military. I worked in civil engineering. And when we got here in October of 2016. Well, in Great Falls, Montana, nobody's hiring tradesmen, and
in 2016?
In October.
Okay, I got you.
Just because of winter.
Because of Montana, I got you.
Right. And so I just started looking for something. I needed a job, right?
Yeah.
I needed to start making some money. And the local Super dealership reached out and said, hey, you want to sell cars? I had never sold cars before. I'd never really been in sales before, but it was just something. I like cars. So I said, cool, let's do it. And I was there for a few years. And what I really enjoyed about that was that you learn people.
Yeah,
you have
it's a people business.
You have to learn people.
Yeah.
I enjoyed selling. I enjoyed the product. And so I did that for a couple of years, and then I grew weary of it. I didn't like working for commission. It was 100% commission. So I started doing some keyword searches, like what's selling not on a commission, right? And business development.
Right.
Business development. And so in economic development field, business development is a big keyword.
Yeah.
And so at Great Falls Development Alliance, I'm a business development officer.
Okay.
And so that was the keyword that I found in my search, and yeah, so I saw the job and applied for it.
With no experience in economic development or
I didn't even know what it was. So I just knew I needed to do something else, right? And so I applied for the position was downtown business development.
Okay.
And again, liking downtowns, enjoying that vibe of downtown, I was like, all right, I can do this. What is this? For sure. And so I applied, it would have been December of 2019, went through the interview process with Great Falls Development Alliance, and I was kind of already interested in kind of what was going on downtown, and so in downtown, part of the Main Street, we had a downtown development partnership. And so I went to one of the meetings, just interested. I was already interviewing. I wanted to see what this was, right? So I'm at the meeting, already done 3 interviews with GFDA. And I'm just sitting at the table, and then Brett Downey, our CEO, walks in and he kind of sees me here. He's just like, oh, what are you doing here? I was like, well, I'm kind of interested in what this is, right? I want to know more. He's like, okay, right? And so he sits next to me. We go through the board meeting. And then after the meeting, he asked me, what are you doing right now? And I said, nothing. I was actually still at the car dealership. I told him I had a doctor appointment. And so I was like, well, I got nowhere to be right now, at the moment. So I was like, let's go have a cup of coffee. So we walked downtown to a coffee shop in downtown, and we sat and we talked a little bit about, downtown, and and Brett says, well, how would you like to work for Awesome? right? And so I wrapped up my time at Subaru, and then January 2nd of 2020, I started being an economic developer. And so getting into the downtown, right? And I'll start there. So there had never been a downtown business development officer before.
Okay.
Our downtown has a business improvement district. We have the downtown association. We have the downtown partnership, but we never had the economic vitality part of the Main Street model.
Right. Yeah.
So the economic vitality, was there, but there was never like a focus on it. And so seeing that need, this would have been late 2019, seeing that need, the Downtown Business Improvement District and Great Falls Development Alliance said, well, let's partner, let's create this position, we'll go 50-50 in on it, and let's make it happen. So I was the first one. Coming into it was, again, interesting, didn't know what economic development was. I'm downtown. And what was really cool about downtown, though, is it's its own little thing, right? And what I enjoyed about the position in being in downtown was starting off in this field. I got to do everything that in basic economic development. Right. I got to do the attraction. I got to do the BRE.
Yeah.
I got to
You're sort of your own little department that has to do all of those things because it's so specific to where you are.
And I had the whole team of GFDA behind me, but as a downtown
they're focused elsewhere. So you're like, hey, what are we doing over here?
Yeah. And so, but it was really neat because you get to learn all of it. You see some large organizations where somebody gets hired as a business retention expansion, and that's all they do. Right. And so that's what I really enjoyed about this position was it was everything.
Right. So what is one of your key moments in doing going from zero understanding, I don't know, I'll figure it out. What was a big thing that you're like, I get it, like it clicked? You had a moment where you're like, it sort of clicks with what I'm doing here.
COVID. To be honest, right?
That for a lot of people.
Right, and so I was only in the position for 3 months. Right. I didn't have a huge understanding of what nonprofits were.
Right.
And so, GFDA being a public-private nonprofit, when COVID happened, we all went to, working at home. I was like, well, guess that's it for me, right? I thought I was, I'm the low man on the totem pole.
I'm out. Last in, first out. I'm out of here.
And I remember, there were some growing pains of trying to figure out Zoom, or are we going to do conference calls? That was the first couple ones. Man, that was a disaster trying to do conference calls. But I remember Brett saying, hey, we're a solid organization. Nothing's going to happen to anybody here.
That's good.
And
he's a good leader, isn't he?
He is a good leader.
Yeah.
He's a really good leader. And I'm, again, kind of blessed also starting this career at GFDA with...
You got someone really good, willing to, similar where, hey, you don't know anything, but I'm willing to teach you because you have the right skill set and attitude that I think I can and work on. And that sounds like that's what you did.
And that's exactly what happened, because I remember even during the interview process, not having a background in business, having a little bit in sales, but having a career in the military. And I remember Brett saying, we can teach you economic development. We can't teach you life experience.
Yeah, that's so good.
And so he really, he took a chance, and here I am 5.5 years later.
That's awesome. Well, Christian, thanks for stopping by, man. I know we're done and you're headed out. Y'all put on a great conference. I just want to say I really appreciate it. Everybody has just thoroughly enjoyed what your team has put together. So please tell everybody that on your team, we appreciate all the hard work. I know it's a lot of stuff goes on behind the scenes, and we just appreciate it. So
this first ever went off without a hitch.
It's pretty good.
It was pretty good. I've heard a lot of good feedback from it. Excited to see what the next Roll conference is going to be like, a Roll retreat.
Yeah.
And this was super fun, and I never thought I would have an IEDC conference in Great Falls. So that was
so good.
That was really cool.
All right, thanks, Chris. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah.